Greetings and welcome. I'm Mark Tice, CEO of the Aesthetics Society, and I'm excited to be here with everyone as we roll out our first edition of Society Scoop. This is an opportunity for you to have a little time with our current president, Dr. Kiya Movassagi, and myself, to understand a little bit more what's happening in the society, but more specifically, answer questions directly submitted from each of you. All right, so let's get started. As I said, he doesn't take much of an introduction, as I've had the privilege of working alongside of him for over a year now, but I am delighted to personally welcome and certainly call Dr. Kiya Movassagi, our president and my friend.
Thank you, Mark, for inviting me to participate in this first edition of the Society Scoop. I think one of the things that I stated at the beginning of my presidency was that I wanted this year to be a year of transparency. We're moving things forward, but I want to make sure that we're moving forward all together because we are stronger together. And I think editions like this is going to be very helpful to communicate with our members who we work for, what we're doing and how we're evolving the society.
I would agree. And I'd also say, if I'm out not giving your secrets away, a big mantra of yours has been around teamwork and energy. And I think those are really, appropriate, particularly as we tackle, big opportunities within the organization. So to that point, why don't we dive into some of the questions, that were submitted? One of which was, there's been a lot of talk about, membership, as well as what we provide our members as it relates to education. Can you maybe describe some of your vision and some of the things that are happening as we continue to reimagine and have the most compelling value to our members?
Excellent. As you mentioned, we are setting the tone for this year to be the year of reimagination. Reimagination not only internally, but also externally in how we do business, how we run business. We are in a very particular time in our history that we have to adapt to the new environment. The aesthetic market has changed. It's no longer the same as it used to be. We used to be the only player in the market and everybody came to us. Well, that's no longer the case. And as all the plastic surgeons, my colleagues out there know, that the market has expanded significantly and there are so many different layers of folks who are entering this market at the level of the injectors, estheticians, your front office, your back office, your business managers. All these folks are part of this aesthetic ecosystem. And for us to adapt to this new environment, which brings some challenges with it, is also to convert these challenges to opportunities. So what we have decided at the board level is that we want to go on this path of reimagining not only just our education delivery, but also how we do the business of the society. So we have recognized that the aesthetic market has broadened and we're still going to be at the top of the pyramid of the aesthetic market. But below us are going to be tiers of folks who provide care to our patients. And one of the things that we have done in the past few years was also we changed the name of our society to the Aesthetic Society. That means it's going to be much more encompassing just to aesthetic surgery. So we have now created a new tier of membership called Ally Pro, which with a goal of delivering excellent education to these folks, but also create a sense of community for these folks to participate. So that's how I imagine our membership is going to grow. Another element of the membership growth is going to be our outreach program to our international colleagues, because that's one area that we have not done a good job with, when we have to reach out and bring them back in and get them involved with our family.
No, I love that idea. And I think now more than ever, right, all the non-MD professionals are so intertwined in our members' practices that it's almost our responsibility to ensure that we're teeing them up for success, as well as we've been able to do so well from an education perspective with the surgeons. To that point, one of the questions I know that came in was, you've talked a lot about Allied Pro, but what would you say that we're doing to facilitate that awareness and driving engagement?
So, I have Ally Pros in my office. So Ally Pro is Allied Professionals. And I have my front office, my back office, my injectors, my estheticians. And when I talked to them and I said, you're working for obviously a plastic surgeon and I'm training you folks to as best as I can, but what's missing in your kind of a world? And one thing that common denominator was, number one, a good source of education. So outside of my office, there was not a good source of education for these folks. A lot of these folks have to take a weekend course to get educated. And there's a kind of a lack of community. We as the plastic surgeons, aesthetic plastic surgeons, have always benefited from having the aesthetic society to be our home. We belong to the aesthetic society, but these folks don't have a home. And now we are creating a home for them so they can feel like they belong to it, but also get their education where they need it.
Yeah, and it's a good time to also remind our membership the recent launch of the Aesthetic Academy, our online on-demand learning portal, right, for both surgeons and allied pro professionals. And that's only going to become richer and richer as we add more content to that going forward.
Absolutely. I think, our strength has always been delivery of education. And now we have recognized that we have to deliver education not only just for our surgeon colleagues, which we've done a very good job over the years, but also we have to be a source of education for non-surgeons. All people, again, front office, back office, your injectors, and all the SPA members. All of us now are benefiting from having the SPA in our practices. So we have to learn how we can bring all of these elements together that not only make them better professionals, but also make our practices more profitable because we deliver better care, better quality.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right, it rests on patient safety and beauty outcomes. And I think, as we said, it's our responsibility to ensure that we're providing that artery for that. Wow, to build on all that around education, Kia, can you maybe tell our members what they can expect in Austin this March with the Aesthetic Meet?
As mentioned, the theme of the year is reimagination. And we have reimagined our membership and how we're going to do it. We are now reimagining our education, how we're going to deliver education. The old ways of doing the business and the annual meeting was great, but we need to redo it and bring some more energy and some inclusiveness into it. So this year promises to be a year of vibrant atmosphere with a great lineup, faculty and education. We have a pavilion of technology and innovations that's going to be exciting, engaging, so that industry partners can also get involved and introduce the members to the latest and the greatest in the business. We're going to have a lot more inclusiveness by bringing not only just the surgeons, but also allied pro folks to come to the meeting. So overall, I'm so excited about this meeting. It's going to be in Austin, Texas, March 20th to 23rd, which is usually a little bit earlier than our usual meeting time. But it's going to be a great meeting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, and Austin will be a great destination for it. But, I think to just echo what you said, we've got a great lineup, both on our surgical and our non-surgical tracks. When I think about Allied Pro and what the committee members are assembling around our non-MDs, there's going to be 3 rich days of education. Additionally, as you alluded, right, I think everything we're doing on reimagining the marketplace, introducing these innovation and technology exchanges, it's going to create a new sense of buzz and energy. And I think it's a good reminder, the theme of the meeting is shape the future. All right, why don't we take a couple questions that we know that our members have submitted?
Sounds great.
All right, well, this looks a good one. What should the society be doing that they're currently not doing?
Well, that's a very good question. I think maybe I'll change this question to what is the society been doing but it hasn't done it completely. Because we are doing a lot of stuff this year. We've taken a lot of initiative in terms of our Global Alliance and the outreach program to our international colleagues. We are doing the Allied Pro program, reaching out to non-MDs, and we're at the infancy level. So we are growing this program, and I just foresee that this program the next year or two is just going to take off and become a very strong and powerful program that brings a sense of community for all involved.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think it's just that whole forward-looking focus that we as an organization have, which is exciting as we continue to think that we're stronger together, as you say. All right, looks like I got a question here from Jana, who is a PA. How is the educational platform of Allied Pro a level above others that have been made available? What makes it so different?
Jana, this is a great question. This is exactly what we talk about when we talk about why should I join an organization? It's about the value proposition. So what's the value in joining Allied Pro program? The Allied program not only promises to give you the best education from the best trusted faculty, but also it allows you to become a member of one of the most prestigious aesthetic societies in the world. In fact, that will differentiate you from other allied pros who are not a member of the aesthetic society. And that will give you more credibility and more prestige.
Yeah, and I think a good way of how we're going to illustrate that is through our badge model, right? Providing accolades and recognition badges. The more you achieve, the higher status you reach, right? And this morphs into an overall loyalty program and continues to spark this almost FOMA mentality within this community. So it's really exciting to see what's gonna be in store ahead. All right, let's take another one. This looks like it has come in from Tom. How can the society best attract new plastic surgeons whose practices are only part aesthetics?
Tom, great question. I think we have to remember that even the plastic surgeons who do a lot of reconstructive surgeries, I was one of them myself many years ago, they still get 70% of their income from the aesthetic procedures. Those are the statistics that have been published. So aesthetic plastic surgery, whether it's in terms of the quantity, a small or large part of your practice, is a great source of your income. But also, most plastic surgeons, as they evolve through their practices, they gravitate towards aesthetic surgery towards the end of their careers. So it is best to become part of the best aesthetic society, which is the best source of education, and grow with that society as your practice grows.
All right, I've got another question that looks like it came in from Karen. You have attended meetings worldwide, brainstorming ideas for the Aesthetic Society meetings. What is one feature you've experienced at other meetings that you think our members might enjoy and that we could deploy at our programs?
It's been actually one of the privileges of having been the president to travel the world and visiting a lot of meetings. And I kind of found some of the common denominator among the meetings that are very successful. Number one, many of these meetings are represented by a diverse faculty. When I say diverse faculty, I'm talking about diversity in their background. They involve the entire core spectrum of aesthetic surgery. So we have facials and dermatology, oculoplastic and plastic surgeons. That brings a lot more energy, a lot more wealth of knowledge and diversity, and we can all learn from each other. Also, they're able to bring a lot of the Ally Pro folks to the meetings. For instance, the meeting is MCAS in Paris. It brings a lot of the Ally Pro, that brings a lot of energy. And the marketplace is very energetic, very vibrant. And I think you're gonna see all of this happening this year at the meet in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, no, I think Austin's gonna be a great relaunch of the meeting and introduce a lot of the things you just highlighted. All right, looks like we have a question from Rachel, an esthetician. How will Allied Pro create community within each of these specialties? Good question.
That's a great question. It's one of the things that I talked about earlier. One of the advantages of the Allied Pro membership category is that it also creates a sense of community, a sense of belonging to all these allied professionals. And it's not just for one category, it's the entire community of the allied professionals. So it's estheticians, injectors, your front office, manager, patient coordinator, all of those folks need a sense of belonging to a community. And what we're thinking, envisioning this will look like in the future is that we're gonna have multiple tracks for folks that they can maybe submit a question and ask a colleague a question if they have an issue that they want to resolve for the patient care. So I think the sense of community is going to be very strong going forward.
Yeah, no, I love that idea. Plus just the overall sentiment of being able to cross-pollinate expertise around each of the subsets. All right, Key, I have a good question for you. What would you say is your proudest moment so far?
That's a very good question, Mark. When you're asked to become the president of such a elite organization like the Aesthetic Society, it comes with a sense of pride. And the fact that my colleagues, the members, have trusted in me to take the leadership of the society for the year is a great honor. But also, I'm so proud of it that I was asked to be the president at a time when the society was facing a lot of new challenges and required new solutions. We could not do it the old way. And I'm so happy to share with the members that we as the leadership collectively have decided to embrace these challenges and convert them to opportunities. And I'm so proud of the fact that I have a strong team of colleagues who have been helping me to shepherd this process from its beginning till now.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I mean, I have to say personally too, we have an incredible board of directors and a really solid executive committee that makes shepherding this change really positive when we think about the strength and continuity of being able to execute.
So now that you asked me that question, Mark, let me ask you a question. You've been here for a year now. What makes you so proud of what you've done so far in the past year?
That's also, I guess I should have knew that was coming. If I asked you, it would probably come to me. But it's funny to think about that because a lot has happened in the past 12 months. And this was kind of a pivot in my career to make a change like this, but it has been an exceptional ride. I'm most proud that not only was I able to kind of apply some of my past background when I think about branding, marketing, transforming business operations, but what I'm really most proud of is working with the staff and the team that has been open to such change. And that has really allowed us to not only crystallize the vision, but be able to ensure that we're executing on it.
And for those of you who may not know Mark's background, Mark's come from a different business background than a medical society. So he came in with open eyes, unbiased, and I couldn't have asked for a better CEO to do my presidency with.
Well, I thank you for that. It's been a pleasure to work alongside you, and I'm looking forward to more great things ahead.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, Kia, for making the time today. This has been an incredible opportunity to gain some additional insight from you and to be able to advance our forward vision together. Thanks for joining us for some Society Scoop.